Okay, so I'm not even sure if this is lined up right, but I've been entrusted to cook chicken pastil for the family for the first time. We're just going to run through it real quick. First step, get your 2 chicken breasts, whole chicken breasts, rinse them off in cold water. This is just the first step, boiling the meat, getting it to where it's soft so it can be shredded. 1 clove of garlic, head of garlic, bulb, I think. And you're just gonna cut that down, get rid of some of the skin. It's not necessary because you're not going to use any of the broth anyway, but I like to get rid of just a little bit of it. Then go back, cut that open, drop that in. Just want to get it to where the essence of the garlic will get into the broth. Chicken pastel is delicious. Mine? I don't know. We'll find out if the family eats it or not. So, next is your onion. Oh, so much better. Take the outer skin off. Actually, that's too much. You just want to get the very outer peel off. I'm taking too much of this onion off. It ain't pretty, y'all, but we're gonna see if it's edible. And it'll give you the basic gist of how it's done. I'm just gonna quarter that. Add that. We'll do 1 more. Those are big chicken breasts. Get rid of all your trash. That'll all go out in the flower bed. Helps the plants, believe it or not. Add that. Add that. Then we're going to add a bunch of peppercorn, whole peppercorns. More. Infuse a little bit of flavor into the chicken. And 1 more. Hi, Miss Yara. Then we're going to do the same with the bay leaves. Add 3 packs of bay leaves. Each pack has 4 to 5 leaves. Yeah, infuse a little bit of flavor into it while it's boiling. Like I said, we're just basically boiling it to separate the meat from the bone so it can be shredded. It will go through a second cooking process once it's shredded. Come on now. Then we're going to put a little bit of rock salt and top this off with water. And get it outside on the stove. So the next step is going to be to bring this to a rolling boil and then turn it down to about medium heat. And just let it boil for you know, 35, 45 minutes. And yeah, we do most of our cooking outside. Anyone that lives in the Philippines, I don't need to explain it to y'all. If you live in the States, it's hot here. It's hot. It's always hot. Cooking outside not only keeps the house cool, the air conditioner doesn't have to work as hard, and it cuts down on the light bill, so it's kind of dual purpose. So we're just going to leave this, let it boil, and I'll see y'all on the next step. So we're done boiling. Just cut the heat off. It's still boiling a little, but the heat's off. We're going to let it sit here, come down to room temperature for 15-20 minutes where it's cool enough to handle. Then we'll take it inside, pull the chicken breast out, shred it, and get on to the next cooking process. Okay, so I skipped a step. Shredded one head, bulb, whatever you call this, of garlic, diced real fine. 2 small red onions, same way. Got that out of the way. Fixing to pull the chicken and shred it. I'm not going to make y'all watch the whole thing, but just take them out of the broth. These are big. We'll do one at a time. That's still rather hot. So anyway, you take the chicken, pull the skin off. You don't want the skin in there. I leave it on while it's cooking just for the fat. Maybe make it a little moisture, add a little flavor. You give it to the dog, you can throw it away. Then the meat pulls right off the bone. And then you'll just take it and shred it by hand. So we're gonna do that with all this. And what are you doing? Crazy. And then we'll move on to the next process.
Tulog mo sa atin? Lagyan na natin ito. Nagpatulog na naman.
Okay, so we finally got our chicken shredded. We got our onions, garlic chopped up. This, if you want, you could re-boil with the bones, strain it out later, make soup out of it. It makes a good chicken stock. So let's get outside and move on to the next step. Okay, so the next cooking process is add about don't know, everybody went to sleep on me, and I've never cooked this before. I would say about a cup of oil. You use quite a bit of oil in this recipe, at least to start out with. Let that get nice and hot. And we'll probably fast forward through quite a bit of this just so y'all aren't sitting here watching every single second of the process. It's a several minute process. To that you want to add, let's turn the heat up a little bit. You want to kind of saute off the onions and garlic. You don't want to fry them until they're crispy. You just want to kind of get the flavor infused in the oil. Brown them up a little bit, which I should have let the oil get a little bit hotter than that. Like I said, it's my first time, but hey, the longer it sits in there, the more flavor, right? Maybe. You want to sit there and just make sure they don't burn. You don't want them brown, not dark brown or black. That's smelling pretty potent. Okay, well, I think these onions and garlic have sauteed enough. They've gotten a little soft, so we're going to go ahead and add the chicken. Those were two big chickens for that just to be the breast meat. Get all those little bits and pieces in there, and you just want to get that stirred in real good. Get it mixed in. You don't want to burn it. Later in the cooking process, you'll let it sit for a minute, get some little crispy bits on the bottom before you stir it. But right now, you just want to get everything kind of blended, get all the flavors, onions, garlic, blend it in. Right about now, add a little bit more oil, along with 2 packs of Mamacita's oyster sauce. Just little single packs. You can use the big bottle if you want. Get your oyster sauce in here. Start to kind of mix that in. And add that. I also want to add, it sounded like it was burning. Okay, we're good. Next, you want to add North seasoning, and all I could find was the little bitty packs. So I'm gonna put, we'll start off with 4 of these. Let's see what that does. Oh, overshot on that one. Had that problem before. Okay, so we're going to do 4 of those. And the wife said you add 1 pack of magic syrup. Hopefully it's getting that. She didn't. More in the mouth is pretty potent. She didn't say when. I feel like there's some crunchy stuff in there, so we're gonna go ahead and put a pack of magic syrup in there. Looks like dry couscous. Not sure what this is. I could read the ingredients and tell you. Yeah, there's a bunch of them on there. And then we'll stir this in real good. Get that all mixed up. May need to add 2 more packs of Knorr, but we still got soy sauce coming, so it's starting to smell right. We'll see. Like I said, we'll speed this up. Y'all might not even hear this part of the audio, just because, well, who wants to watch chicken for 20 minutes? And she said add a little soy sauce. She didn't say how much. I said how much. She said you'll know by the color. Well, that right there might be too much soy sauce. But it's a salty dish. It's a salty dish. It's a dish with a lot of flavor, so let's just see. Okay, so we're back. Had to go recharge the GoPro, y'all. Something called a young daughter likes to touch stuff that doesn't belong to her. But you can see the colors coming along. We're getting our crunchy little bits here. Some people like it, some people don't. I like to let it char on the bottom a little bit. It seems to add a little bit of a caramelized taste, but to me, it looks great. It smells great. I tasted it. It tastes fine. So we're gonna just sit here and let it brown for another 3-4 minutes on the bottom. Scrape that off. Take it in, sit it on the table, and I'll post the verdict in the comments because everybody else in the family is asleep. But first try, I think it was a success. And if they don't eat it, then I got food for the rest of the week. Like I said, don't take my instruction if you're cooking for your family. Google it, YouTube it, look at somebody that has a little bit of experience. But all in all, I'm very surprised at how it came out. Smells good, tastes good, looks good, y'all. So y'all watch my next. I'm gonna throw this out there and see if. So we're gonna do a little cutback real quick. Family's eating. They said it was delicious, but it was lacking a little bit of texture. So the wife fried some onions to sprinkle on top. Other than that, first time pastel, not bad.